Acupressure points for relaxed eyes, relaxed eye muscles, coordination of the eye muscles, and clear eyesight. We'll go to the acupressure chapter. It's in our book. Maybe we'll use the navigation, it's easier. I can find it here. Next page. You can download the acupressure part of this book with a few other ebooks for free if you like. Just send me an email. You can go through my profile on YouTube. Here we go. These are your main acupressure points. They're on the bones of the eye socket. They say it's easiest to just rub them. Don't go too hard, but don't go too soft. You can feel it. When it feels a little bit sore, that's good. You're activating the points. Always use short fingernails. You don't want to hit yourself in the eye with a long fingernail. Clean them good. Clean your hands good so you don't have germs on your hands. And don't touch your eyeballs. Don't touch your eyes. Just the outer parts. So that's that. And you can press here, your temples. There's a point on there. I'm going to show you all these pictures after we just do this one. So we got that going, that going. You can go like this. Careful, you don't want to slip. Press. With acupressure, you start, we'll just start here. I'll show you this. With an acupressure point, you start slowly and gentle. You don't want to press too hard on here. It's nice and easy. You start slow. We'll start with this one down here. You line up your fingers in front of your eyes pupils and go straight down under the cheekbone. Start lightly and press in. When you feel the point, press a little harder. Not too much. Gentle, continuous pressure. A little more. A little more. When you feel a little bit of soreness, that's good. You're activating the point. The blood's getting in there. You're getting good blood flow. Hold it steady. Crease. Then hold. Then gently release it as you massage the point a little bit. And that's one major acupressure point. So let's show you on the paper here. We have directions. Try to make it go to larger. How do we do this on here? There you go. Here's your directions. There's one here between the eyebrows. Gentle, find it and press. A little more pressure. Hold. The time limits for each acupressure point is in the book. I'm just doing it short. I'm releasing, massage. This is a popular point. You find it on the indentation of the eye socket. You can see it here. We're doing this one. Both at the same time with your thumb. When you feel that little indentation on the bone, that's it. Press. A little more pressure. I like to close my eyes to be sure I don't slip and poke myself in the eye. You don't want to do that. So be careful. It's best to close your eyes. Steady pressure. It's a little sore. I can feel like a pain up in here, and that's good. So acupressure points connected to meridians that go throughout your body. Point here might relate to other points up in your head and in your eyes, your eye muscles. Now I slowly release the pressure and massage it. Just move my feet, my thumbs around, and let go. It feels good. It's supposed to relax your inner and outer eye muscles, bring circulation into your eye. For me, it helps my eyes move nice and easy. When I had a neck injury from a chiropractor, I had a convergence problem, and this eye would be slower and tight, and this eye would be in a little bit too much and tight. This helped release the tension in the muscles. Later I'll show you some neck and shoulder pressure points that also help. And that helped restore normal eye movement and convergence divergence. This one here, I like this one. You can feel it. I don't know what it does, but it's what I've already told you, but it seems to have some extra effects. You can read about it in the book. Find the spot. Press. There it is. I can feel that go right up into here. It's releasing tension in a lot of different areas. Relax, more pressure. You can move the finger around a little bit till you find the right point. Hold till you feel the soreness. And gently release, slowly. Massage as you get to the end. And you're out. Here's the cheeks. No, that's this one. Press. More. Slight pain, little sore. Good. Hold it. Hold the pressure. Slowly release and massage. You feel that all through my jaw. That's a good one. Here's another one by the nose. Oh, okay, I did that one wrong. Here's the nose one in here. Oh, this one's out here. Wait a minute. I haven't done these in a while. My vision's been clear, so I don't practice so much. Okay, that's the pupil one. Okay, this is the other one. Okay, we showed you that. Let's see. This looks like we've done this here. Oh, these are just bigger pictures with more directions. Here's your temple. And that. This gives more in-depth directions. Where are we? Let's do this a little quicker. We've got work to do today. On the top of your head, my barrette isn't in the way. If you got a barrette in your hair, take it out. But I'll just show you a little bit. I'll go under it. Shouldn't do that, but I don't feel like taking my hair down. There's three. I'm going to have to. Alright. There's 3 points. So you use these 3 fingers. The center point. It's right there. It's an indentation in the top of your head, back a little bit. And behind that and in front of that, these are my fingers like that, there's 2 smaller indentations. So you can do all 3 at once or one at a time. I like all 3. GV20 is in the middle. I'm pressing with my center finger. GV19 I'm pressing with my pointer. And GV21 I'm pressing with my ring finger. And I can feel all 3 of those indentations. If I relax, slow down. There they are. Press. I think you can use, it's better for me with one hand. I can't fit my fingers in with 2, so I press. If I get tense in this shoulder, I'll switch the next time I do it with another arm. Same thing, press. Feel the little soreness, that's good. That's a sign you're breaking up the tension in that point. You're getting the energy and blood flowing. And slowly release and massage your head. This is a common. Down on here, your shoulders. It's common to get a knot right up in there in your shoulder. GB21, you want to press it. You can go this way. Massage each side. If you have to, you can do one side at a time. I like to do both sides when I'm doing certain things. It keeps an alignment, I think, of the spine and the bones. I don't think you'd really get a disalignment doing this. So you got that, and then there's another one below it. Get that shoulder muscle acupressure point. Yeah, I can feel I got knots. I'm always typing. Yeah. Then this is the trap muscle. I learned this in natural vision school. You reach, you grab that muscle down and back, and you just pull it. Pull it up. At the same time, you're digging your fingers in and you're massaging. You can hold your elbow up so you don't have tension. Just knead that muscle and pull it up. And do the other. And this shows you how to do it here and here. How to hold it up. And this muscle is very large. See how it covers a large area of your back? A professional masseuse, I had a terrible backache one time. Way down in here, in the lower vertebrae. And I kept going to all kinds of chiropractors, and none of them could fix it. I finally went to my neighbor, who's a masseuse, and she touched the spine area a little bit. She didn't press on the spine, but she tried to feel where the pain was. She found it, and I screamed. It was horrible. I could hardly walk for months. And so then she went away from it, and she worked on the muscles away from it in the outer areas and down here on your hiney and your lower back, the bottom of your lower back and below. And she broke up all those muscles, all the tension, all the knots. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Fascia, F-A-C-I, I'm not sure. But they're like muscle knots in your muscle. She got rid of all them, but then she went back to just gently rub here. Never press on the spine. It can dislocate your vertebrae. A bad masseuse did that to me in South Boston once, and I lost feeling in my legs. A good masseuse isn't going to be pressing on your spine. She's going to work the muscles. So then she went back to just feel gently, no more pain. And it's been that way for 4 years now. My squirrel's in here. Fluffy, get out! Hi. Alright, let's finish this video. This is another pressure point. I think it's for the jaw. Yeah, jaw muscle. It's good for TMJ. And you have all kinds of pressure points along your back. Always be careful near the spine. Don't press on the spine, but you can press on the points. I'll let you read that. Down here is very good to get rid of. This is the lower part of your back I was talking about. The top of your behind. This is above it. There's 2 pressure points here, and there's 2 down here. But sometimes this doesn't always work to get rid of a sore back muscles up here and all down here. What you can do is use this tennis ball and place it on the muscles in your below your lower back, all along here, and lean against the wall. I lean against the wall. Sometimes I'll do it with my shoulders. You got to be careful. You don't want to disalign your spine. So I do on both sides at the same time, and I'll do that with my back, and I'll just lean on it and let the tennis balls find the sore muscle. Sometimes it'll hurt to do this on the muscle. Sometimes you'll feel a hole in your back, right around here somewhere, and a doctor told me that means the muscles are really tense. That's where a bunch of them connect. So you want to press around this area, and you get rid of the knots in the muscles. And you notice that hole will go away. It'll just be a natural indentation that we have, not an extreme one. So I'll roll around on tennis balls. I never press it on here. I don't do them unevenly. I use both tennis balls at the same time when I'm rolling on the wall. And I don't put too much pressure on one side more than the other. Sometimes I might dig a muscle and I'm careful, because that can dislocate your lower spine, your hips. So get it just right, be gentle. You find a knot that hurts, press a little more, be careful. And that'll get rid of pain up in here. And that's what I use now instead of the masseuse, because she taught me how. So there's a lot of other yoga postures and things. That's in our book. Here's our neck. These I used to be able to do all the time. I can't do them much anymore because a chiropractor broke my neck on purpose to try to sell 240 treatments and more for life. You can see all that in my other video. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, if you have nothing wrong with your neck, I can still do GB20. It's an indentation between the muscles in the back. Never press on the spine. Don't touch the bones in your neck. I just press on each side equally. Relax. Massage it in. Find the point. Don't press too hard. So, you know, when I do that, I can feel my lower spine straighten out, even though I'm only pressing on the indentation between the muscles. You have to read that in the book to know exactly where it is. Press, same thing, a little more. I always massage it a little when I'm doing it, so I get the right point. Find it. Don't press too hard here. You gotta have your neck relaxed when you do it. And gently release. C16 in the middle. It's not on the spine. It's in an indentation right below your skull. I can press a little there. I keep it up in the muscle part, up in here, not on the spine. A little bit for me. You can talk to a professional acupressure person for these, and I would rather go to a professional masseuse and a doctor than a chiropractor. Chiropractic for me is only if you've been in a car injury, something like that, and always, I think medical doctors should be trained in chiropractic. As I said, you can see what happened to me in my other videos. The chiropractors, what they did that dislocated me on purpose, they pulled this ear and it twisted my skull, made it pop on this side, the upper vertebrae. Then she pulled this ear and she couldn't make it move. It got stuck and she kept trying. So then that made C1 and C2 be out of alignment. Top two vertebrae under the skull and the top of the neck. Then she turned the neck and twisted it and it popped on this side. Then she couldn't get it to work on this side, or she made believe she couldn't. It didn't pop, wouldn't move. So then now down in here and a lot of other things were dislocated, twisted to one side. The vertebrae were all misaligned. And she had me lay on my stomach. She pushed on my shoulder, and didn't do this side at all. And the chiropractor never did that before. And that dislocated C6 and C7, where the neck, bottom of the neck meets the rest of the spine. And that caused me for about 3 years vertigo and dizziness, all kinds of problems, and trouble walking. Every time, especially when I try to move my right arm or right leg. So, physical therapy, natural. It also caused me double vision, what she did. What he did, it was a husband and wife team that did this. It caused double vision, astigmatism, convergence, divergence problems, looking close and far. To this day, if I lift too much with this side, which aggravates this in one way, or with this hand, or a lot of typing with this hand, that tightens the muscles here using the mouse, or lifting with this hand, or any typing used with this hand, it will affect my eye movement, but not as much as it used to. I don't see double anymore, and everything's clear. So slowly but surely, it's almost like 100% cured finally. And that's the story of the chiropractor. I did want to get that in so people know. Another thing, after I was in the hospital that night for a couple days with the vertigo, in trouble walking, that Monday, I naively went back to the chiropractor, and he did something with my eye. I told him what happened, and it seemed like he didn't do anything. It just made the dizziness worse, which I found out later he didn't fix it because I had the vertigo for 3 years and the problems. And instead, he has me lay on my back, on my stomach, and then on my side, and he did that left and right where they push your hip. where they push your hip and go like this and like that. And a normal chiropractor with a normal treatment presses both sides equally. And this is what I specified when I first went to him. I said none of this popping on only one side, none of this pushing the hips on only one side, and popping it on only one side, because it gives me ear ringing and balance problems walking. At first they did it right. Then when I told them I wanted to leave them, you know, you've done enough, you know. He cured some ringing another chiropractor caused in the ears by doing it one-sided, and he did it right. And after he cured it, I said, well, that's the only reason I came here, you know, to get cured of that ear ringing problem. You fixed it, let me go. So then he talked me into like about 15 treatments, and I stayed, and then I told him again. And they started doing all the unbalanced things like the chiropractor that caused the previous problem. So I started suspecting, you know, this isn't right, you know, up to my 15th appointment, and they're kind of doing unbalanced stuff and everything. So on the 14th appointment, actually it was, I told him I don't want to come back. And that's when the lady, like 5 times, I told her, I don't want you doing my neck. I just want, I don't even want to be treated today. I wanted to leave you guys. And that's when she did what I told you, all the unbalanced stuff. So anyway, after that in the hospital, I came back on Monday, told her husband what happened. And then he did that weird thing on the neck that just didn't do anything except make me more dizzy. And then he did a one-sided hip lower back thing. And I said, I told you when I came here, please never do that. And this is when I'm in there with vertigo, just coming from the hospital, telling him what happened. And he says, well, if it doesn't pop on the other side, you'll just complain, so I'm not going to bother even trying doing it anyway. And then he told me I have to pay him for 240 treatments to start and more for life. So that's the end of my chiropractic story. I wanted to get this on here for evidence so other people will know what to watch out for. And my advice is, I never went back to him. I was so scared because I still had vertigo when I'm leaving there. I signed the paper and I found out it was to release him from legal responsibility and something like that. These chiropractors are on Highland Street in Worcester, Massachusetts, near Elm Park. So don't go there. All right, so I use physical therapy, natural eyesight improvement, different movement exercises from natural eyesight improvement teachers, yoga teachers, a home chiropractic alternative course, 2 of them, and a lot of different things. Let's see. And you can read about that in my other videos or listen to it. So, we've done that. This is just a little more GB20, B10. You can see where this is on a muscle, on the 2 muscles. This you have to be very careful not to slip and press on the spine, because then you can dislocate it, what I was just telling you about. So be careful. This is between muscles on the neck, on the back of the neck. So if you don't need your neck relaxed, if you don't need any of that, don't do it. You know, most people just, if you watch kids, the way they're active and moving throughout the day, they don't need any kind of therapy. They don't even need natural eyesight improvement, most of them. Everything just comes naturally. Body movement, eye movement, clear vision, everything. This one here on your hand, same thing. Find it. Wait for it. There it is. You can tell when it's a little sore. Sometimes like a bump, or if it's an indentation, like on the eye, it's different. But you can feel a little soreness and press. I press on both sides. Hold it. Relax. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, you're supposed to breathe with these. You deep breathing. I like to go in through my nose and out through my nose. Sometimes out through my nose and mouth. That helps circulate the energy and the relaxation in your blood circulation. Okay, I'm releasing the point now. Massage it out. Massage it out. And then you can do the other hand. There's a lot of acupressure points on the feet that improve your vision. This is good. A relative of mine taught me this. This gets rid of stress. A lot of tension in your muscles and your collarbones can go right up into your eyes, and it can actually, extreme collarbone tension can cause a wandering eye a little bit. Tilting your head and twisting like this, or even just a little, can cause astigmatism. Collarbone tension usually just causes astigmatism, blurry vision. Any tension in the shoulders and neck can cause lowered vision. A lady once told me her nephew, his hips were dislocated, and it gave him a wandering eye. When the doctor fixed his hips, his eyes were straight. Here's some points on the hand. Couple of foot points. I should be doing these. Been walking too much. Here's some ear points. Kind of like the top of your head with the 3. Find the indentation. There's 2 more. Right above and below. Press a little. I don't do this too hard. I don't want to goof up your balance system. You do it just right. Use the directions. I find this helps my jaw muscle too. Just a little. I'm going too fast, you know, with this. I'm just doing this in a video, but always remember to do it like I told you how to do the point. Slowly. Slowly, pressure, pressure. Hold it. You're supposed to open your jaw. Okay, I was telling you wrong. I forgot to tell you, you got to keep your jaw open when you do this a little. If it's closed, you don't get in there as much. Breathe, relax, let it go, massage it out. That's good. Jaw muscles, neck muscles, eye muscles, they're all integrated. If you have muscle tension in here, around your eyes, it can travel into your eyes. Tension in your neck, muscle tension can resonate and travel into your outer and inner eye muscles.